Okay, Botswana's newest president has just told the world that he is looking to document undocumented Zimbabweans. What's up, everybody? I hope you're doing good. It's a beautiful day. Here is Botswana, okay, and here is Zimbabwe. This is Southern Africa. Okay, just show the entirety of Africa, please. Show the world. I know a lot of people need geography courses. Yeah, we cannot think that everybody understands where Botswana is. Here is Botswana inside Africa, and here is Zimbabwe. These are very neighboring countries in southern side of Africa. Beautiful people for most cases. But yeah, we're going to go through this. So one of the reasons why we're talking about this today is because the newest president of Botswana has declared that he wants to legalize by granting them temporary work and residence permits in Botswana. Now, why is this important? Because a lot of Zimbabweans leave Zimbabwe going to Botswana. And Botswana is the second country flooded by Zimbabweans after South Africa. Why flooded? Because that's the word used. There's a lot of Zimbabweans in South Africa and Botswana. Why are there Zimbabweans in South Africa and Botswana? Well, Zimbabweans run away from Zimbabwe because life in Zimbabwe is not make sure. No, it's not make sure just means it's not so good. Yeah, that's slang. Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. Botswana has said they would like to welcome Zimbabweans in a legal manner and give them an opportunity.
And so one way in which we are going to attack the current unemployment crisis is by embarking on projects that will enable us to absorb many of our own people and also those who come in from Zimbabwe. We have the requisite skills that we need in these projects.
And why does the president want to do this? President said that Zimbabweans will not be a competition to his countrymen. So what Zimbabweans become competition to Botswanans in terms of jobs and stuff like that? Well, president say there will not be a competition. He said they do jobs that would otherwise not get done. So in other words, he's trying to say that Zimbabweans will do the jobs that Botswanans don't fancy very much, like cleaning the gutter, maybe posing bricks, some of those easy, small jobs that Botswanans don't want to do. The Zimbabweans are more than willing to do the task. Botswana also the largest community of Zimbabweans fleeing the country after South Africa. And they are often resented and deportation happens quite a lot. The decision is not going to be popular in Botswana, but President Boko is coming in power. So what does President Boko say? He said most of Zimbabweans come undocumented and they have no access to amenities in the country. They have no access to certain things. And if they are left that way, what's going to happen? They will do crime. If you leave somebody in a position where they cannot earn honestly, they can't make money, they can't leave, they can't do anything, what do? They start doing crime. And apparently this president trying to see things forward before they occur, or trying to resolve an issue that could be or could not be there yet. He says, what we need to do is formalize and have proper arrangement that recognize the people from Zimbabwe that are already here. He says every day police stations around the country organize deportation of Zimbabweans arrested for not having papers. We need to fix this. So in other words, he believes by making Zimbabweans legal, it's going to at least reduce criminality in the country. Now, fellas, Zimbabweans have issues with some of the southern African countries, especially South Africa. I'm just going to be honest with you, okay? A lot of black South Africans do not like Zimbabweans very much. Why? Because allegedly Zimbabweans are the criminal doers in South Africa in most cases when it comes to armed robberies, carjackings, and many other things that are similar. Let me remind you that Johannesburg, Durban, and Cape Town are some of the most dangerous cities in the world. Yes, they are. They are beautiful cities, lovely places, but the criminality is present. Every day somebody's abducted. Every day somebody's unalived. Not one person, many. And many South Africans, blacks especially, blame Zimbabweans on that. Are there Zimbabweans in South Africa? Absolutely. There's a lot of them in South Africa. Are they doing criminal activity? Well, absolutely. Apparently, it's clear. Now, are all Zimbabweans doing bad things in South Africa? Absolutely not. I mean, not everybody can do. The bottom line is Zimbabweans do jobs such as waitressing, gardening, some security guards, like very low-level jobs. And many South Africans are trying to push them back to Zimbabwe. Now, why did Zimbabweans leave Zimbabwe? They left Zimbabwe when Robert Mugabe came into power. When Robert Mugabe came into power, he asked white people that colonized the country to give lands back to the black people. Yes, lands were possessed by British descendants who lived in Zimbabwe for many years. They were farmers, agriculturers, and stuff like that. They ran the country, they had the land. Now, Robert Mugabe, who's this guy, came into power with a good idea, apparently. He wanted to take land back. But some people think he went too harshly with these people. He asked them to give the land back and leave, and instead of trying to incorporate them in the economy. Now, unfortunately, for Zimbabwe, when the Zimbabweans took the land from the white people, they misused the land. They misused the funds, the money. They did not learn how to run a farm before taking the land. I mean, it's very easy to say, I'm going to take the farm from the white man and do the farming by myself. Well, the white man's got centuries of experience, gifted by his father, and his father by his father, and his father by his father. You know what I mean? So it's a lineage of farmers, and you, a black man, just jump into the thing and think you're gonna do like him. It's very delusional. They should have, some people believe, should have taken time to learn from the farmers, put them into the economy, trying to do something with them, the way South Africa's done. And many Zimbabweans after that, unfortunately, were bankrupt. Many farmers who took land from white people. And also, addition to that was sanctions that hit Zimbabwe. Sanctions from America, sanctions from the UK, because Mugabe took land from the white people. And what happens after that, most Zimbabweans started fleeing Zimbabwe, crossing to South Africa, where the white people they chased went. So in other words, they followed the white people in South Africa, the same white people they chased in Zimbabwe. Now, Zimbabwe has an issue because Zimbabwe has a lot of his population going to South Africa, going to Botswana and elsewhere. Now, Botswana is leading this by saying we want to regularize Zimbabwe. We're going to give them papers. These are economic refugees, and a lot of South Africans are not very much agreeing with this. A lot of South Africans online say Botswana is going to regret this decision. It's not very smart because the Zimbabweans are going to mess the country around. President Boko said that his initiative will also be an opportunity for his countrymen to learn basic skills like welding and plumbing from Zimbabweans. Interesting view. He says, in any and every construction site in Botswana, the majority of people with skills are from Zimbabwe. We need to do a twin program of allowing them to come in and we utilize the skills that they have. And in the process that they have and utilizing these skills, will also engage in some sort of skill transfer. So he believes Botswanans are going to profit. They're going to learn from Zimbabweans. He says we cannot stop people with skill from coming in when we don't have skills ourselves. We need to develop these skills, and it takes time. So this is very interesting, fellas. I mean, Botswana is a very rich country. It has a lot of diamonds, biggest producer of diamonds in the world, biggest in quality, right after Russia. But in terms of quality, Botswana is well ahead. So Botswana is a very stable democracy. It's a beautiful country, a lot of equality. Women have rights. Men speak, women speak too. Everybody's paused. There's no issues, no problems. Botswana in reality has never really been colonized, because by the time when Namibians were suffering with the Germans, a king in Botswana went to Britain asking British to come and protect them. Say, okay, we see the Namibians are going through a hard time from Europeans. Could you please just come here and, and protect us? Yeah, we're going to be a protectorate. Then Botswana became a protectorate of the British. That's why Botswana never really were battered like that, like the rest of Africa. And maybe that's the reason why, they're nice people. It's mental, psychological problem that many Africans have, because your ancestors have been battered and mistreated. You become not a nice person. Now, Botswanans, for most cases, are good people, and maybe that's the reason why the president is very positive into accepting Zimbabweans in the country and documenting them. Now, some experts believe that documenting the Zimbabweans who are illegal is a good thing, because then you know who is who. You can check who is on crime. You can look at fingerprints and know, oh, we know this person, we've registered him, instead of having the people running through the countries without being registered. It's very dangerous. I mean, it's better to have a refugee that has temporary paper than have somebody roaming through the streets who you don't know the name or the face, many people believe. Also, Africa used to be one big continent. It never used to have countries. People were intermarrying from one side to the other. There used to be kingdoms and tribes, clans. It never used to be countries. Countries were a creation of Europeans. I think that's the basics that we need to remember. Now, is Botswana going to the right direction, or do you believe they're going to regret this decision? Let me know how you feel about this. It's always a great pleasure. God bless.